The world is full of stupid people, fat people, smart people, gay people, and rich people. Anyways, being rich is on a scale. You can be regular old rich with a lakeside house, jet ski, and for some reason a very old four-wheeler to get around your relatively large property. Or you could be the kind of rich where you look like a reptile or design ugly electric trucks, and at the same time could just buy up the city of Sacramento, California if you really wanted to. But more realistically, if you got that rich, you'd suddenly have a very specific taste for $23 million art pieces that could honestly be drawn by a 14-year-old girl with 4 hours of free time. Anyways, some 100 billionaires are good people, some are bad people. I'm just kidding, I've seen the Lorax before. Oh, here's a bad guy. I don't need any other evidence to claim that billionaires are all bad people. But I can claim that some 100 billionaires are worse than others, and in this list I will be ranking all 20 of them based off my completely unbiased and universally correct opinion. The list ranges from not half bad to I hope your yacht capsizes. Starting with the Indian businessman Mukesh Ambani, with a net worth of around $100 billion, barely placing him in the top 21 richest people on Earth. He is the richest person in the country of India, and he mogs all the tons of poor Indians into oblivion money-wise. Most importantly, he runs India's most important private sector conglomerate, and he does a few other things too, like investing in renewable energy and owning oil refineries, which seems slightly contradicting. Despite his very weird-looking house, he doesn't seem that bad in terms of 100 billionaires. He pays his taxes, invests into his economy, and in my factual opinion, I don't dislike him that much, so we'll throw him right in the middle here. Next on the list is the classic billionaire to get financial advice from if you're a Facebook mom, Warren Buffett. His current net worth is estimated to be $150 billion, and what makes Warren so beloved by people is that he grew up in a middle-class family, and he is known for most of his money coming from simply investing for a long period of time. He invested in many different aspects of the economy. He had only $1 million by age 30, but he has invested for so long and he put his money into smart investments that he pretty much started originally from ground zero all the way up to the billions he has now. He now is retired and beloved by day traders and stockbrokers all around the world, and he doesn't seem like a terrible guy according to Reddit comments, which are always completely trustworthy. I kind of like him. He's a cool guy, so I'll put him at the top for now. I'm going to put him right above Ambani here. Next up is two billionaires by the names of Larry Page and Sergey Brin. These two guys started the company Google while at Stanford University as they were learning computer science. Sergey was from Russia and Larry was from Michigan. They founded Google and it blew up to become the standard browser that all the boring guys named Robert Smith use as their default browser because they have no personality whatsoever. I'm just kidding. YouTube is owned by them, so I don't want to get on their bad side. Anyways, Sergey now has a net worth of $262 billion. And Larry has a net worth of around $330 billion, being the second richest person alive. Both of them are just classic billionaires, and now they are great people. You know, they started Google when they were young and are now billionaires. I'm going to put them pretty low because they use all the tax avoiding methods like the other billionaires. And I just don't like their vibe particularly. I think Sergey is cooler than Larry because poor Sergey is poorer than Larry. I just feel bad for how poor he is. Like, give the man some food stamps, help a guy out. And he emigrated from Russia, which is pretty cool, compared to Larry Page and his boring I'm going to put Sergey above Ambani, but Larry Page is at the bottom right now. Mark Zuckerberg is the richest lizard man on the entire planet. The guy who looks like a lizard is the youngest 100 billionaire at only 42 years old. And he became the youngest self-made billionaire ever at just 19 years old. He's practically a child by billionaire standards. Zucky started in Harvard and designed the popular platform called Facebook. Then he dropped out once he started making good money from Facebook. And it seemed he read the minds of all the middle-aged moms out there because they're all using it. This guy was also raised in a desert by a reptilian family who taught him the ways of living like a reptile and building the foundation of his journey to have a net worth of $235 billion approximately, and the world's fifth richest person. He also designed decent computer software at 11 years old and also during high school, which is pretty cool considering most kids watch Italian brain rot for fun. Considering how young he was and how many lonely reptiles look up to him, I can't put him too low, even though he is a billionaire, which is literally everyone else on the list. But I'm going to put him between Warren Buffett and Sergey Brin, because he's fine. We next have Changpeng Zhao, a Chinese-Canadian who started a cryptocurrency trading website called Binance that he created, which made him some really good money, but then he decided to become a crypto bro, take all of his money, sell everything he owns, and put it into Bitcoin, which is a great way to lose money if you're the average guy yapping about how, no, it's not a pyramid scheme. But in this scenario, he actually made a ton of money from it, and now he has a net worth of $111 billion. I'm not going to say I like this guy. All he did was start a crypto trading company and invest in Bitcoin. And he's inspired too many 21-year-olds to invest their life savings into Fartcoin only to realize that the rug is going to be pulled from underneath them. But that's not really his fault, but that doesn't mean I have to like the guy. I'm going to place him at the bottom because I just don't like what he's inspired people to do, and I don't really like him. Bill Gates is next up on the list. He was the guy that started Microsoft Windows, which is the standard software for every computer nowadays. He was a very smart guy who had an interest in computers as a kid, and he eventually designed Windows, and he became the richest man in the world due to his Microsoft Windows computers. And he was actually the richest man from 1995 all the way to 2017 on and off. But now he's probably eating ramen to have enough money for rent, because he's only the 12th richest man in the world with a measly $124 billion net worth. His aura is pretty cool as the richest man in the world for 18 years, but because of his impoverished financial situation nowadays, I can't put him that high. He's just dropped too many ranks too fast. I'm going to put him around the middle between Sergey Brin and Mukesh Ambani, around there. So far, Warren Buffett is still holding out strong in first place. But next we got Jeff Bezos. This guy is the guy who created Amazon, where many people buy things they want online and have them shipped to their house, but seemingly almost never on the day it's said to arrive.
Come on, man.
Also, I can't be the only one who just rarely ever uses anything Amazon related, right? And I don't feel like I know that many people who do use Amazon that much. Anyways, Jeff Bezos has a net worth of around $290 billion, making him the fourth wealthiest man. And honestly, he seems like a pretty generic and uninteresting billionaire. He probably eats expensive white bread and enjoys watching football on the weekends. He gives off a generic billionaire vibe, and for that reason, and also for the reason that I think Amazon is a very generic company that I never use, I don't particularly care for Jeff Bezos. And just remember, this is an unbiased list. All bias removed from the equation. Anyways, he's kind of boring. I'm going to put him around the middle, or around the lower middle, between Mukesh Ambani and Larry Page. Although, the next guy on the list is the exact opposite of boring. In fact, he's the very first person in human history to have the title of trillionaire. I'm talking about the man, myth, the legend, Elon Musk. Elon Musk is one of the most controversial people in the world right now. He used to be a cool billionaire back in 2020, but then he decided to become cringe when he got over-involved with politics and bought Twitter and made it called X. This guy straight up should be married to the letter X because he loves it so much. SpaceX, Twitter X, Tesla Model X, he even named his child X, and that's not even a joke. He made most of his money from having his 15% stake in Tesla, and he designed the Cybertruck, bringing us this hilarious moment of him testing the bulletproof windows on stage.
Bronze, could you try to break this glass, please? Yeah. Sure? Yeah. Oh my...
Anyways, the guy who accidentally Nazi salutes on stage has a net worth of approximately, at the moment, his net worth is around $800 billion, which is a staggering amount of money. But in June, his net worth was actually estimated to be around $1.3 trillion, which is way more than he has now, because that's just how the stock market works. Elon is cringe, he's corrupt, and he's really bad at making his public image look any good, so I have to put him kind of near the bottom because of how cringe the guy is. But at least he's very entertaining billionaire or trillionaire, depending on the day, so I can't put him that low. I'm going to put him between Mukesh Ambani and Jeff Bezos, because he is pretty interesting. Next, we have the trio that is literally just the definition of nepotism, the Walton family, with Jim Walton, Rob Walton, and Alice Walton. Look in the dictionary for nepotism, and I'm willing to bet you 3 pennies that their names are in the definition. Never mind, up it to a dime, I just got my tax return. The reason is because they all inherited their fortune from Sam Walton, who's the founder of Walmart, and left them around $25 billion in 1992, which translates to around $500 billion-ish today. And by investing it, all 3 became 100 billionaires without even doing an ounce of work. They probably ran into a 5-leaf clover while being struck by lightning or something like that before they were born. Because the luck of being born into their position is just insane. Jim Walton's net worth is approximately $142 billion. Rob's is approximately $145 billion. And Alice's is approximately $135 billion. They probably didn't do any real work in their lives. They didn't create anything cool. They don't even deserve different spots on this list, in my opinion, because they're all the same people in my book. And for all the hardcore Walton family defenders, I don't even have to say anything because they don't exist. Maybe they're really nice, who knows, but I'm going to have to put them at the bottom of the list because it's just good luck when they were born, honestly. Larry Ellison, I guess he founded Oracle, the cloud storage company, or as I say, Oracle, I don't care. That phrase was popular back in 3rd grade, you know? Cloud storage was really a topic of discussion back then. Anyways, I'm going to place this guy between Jeff Bezos and Larry Page on my list. There's a few more 100 billionaires, but the rest of them are all the same boring businessmen and not really worth talking about. Life is too short to talk about Carlos Hilo Slim and what he did, which is pretty much nothing. So I'll put them all in one place on the list that I'm going to call not really worth talking about 100 billionaires. And chucking them all smack dab in the middle. If you don't like that, sue me. Well, it looks like, in my humble factual opinion, Warren Buffett is the least bad billionaire, and he deserves that spot. And the Waltons got rich from extreme nepotism. You know, good for them. That doesn't mean I have to like them, so they deserve last place. If you disagree with any of my opinions, don't comment them down below because I don't really care, or do comment them down below because I don't really care. It's your life, live it how you want. Anyways, have a nice day, and God bless.